to the Investing Podcast, presented by Tusk Media. For a quick audio and video check-in on the stock market, here's the Stock Market Power Lunch.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Investing Podcast, presented by Tusk Media. This is the Stock Market Power Lunch. This is about take 65 of this one video and podcast recording session. So we're just going to go right through any mistakes that we make. But we're glad you're here. We're going to check in on the market, see what's going on for the day, look at some of the big headlines, some of the big movers for the day, and kind of send you into the afternoon and let you enjoy your lunch. So we'll get started talking about the market itself. Overall, U.S. indices are basically flat for the day. We talked this morning about futures. We also made some predictions for the month. We kind of predicted a little bit of growth for the markets throughout the course of the month, but noted that futures were down around 1/3 across the board. Overall, the markets rallied just a little bit, depending on what index you're looking at. You may be looking at a small gain right now around lunchtime, or you may be looking at a small loss. But we're basically talking about a flat market relative to yesterday's close. Some of the big headlines for the day is we've got bad news on the automobile front. So bad news for cars. When you look at their sales data, and that's really what drives kind of that cyclical reporting. Every month you get a sales figure. It was anticipated that sales would be down about 9%. They were actually down 9.6%. So kind of a rule of thumb is if people are expecting something to go down and it goes down even more than that, that's usually not good news for investments. A couple names that you will recognize right off the bat that are down significantly today. Ford, ticker symbol F, is down about 3.5%. General Motors, GM, is down about 3.7%. Fiat Chrysler is down around 3% as well. So across the board, automobiles are struggling for the day. Going to take a little bit of a break there in terms of individual stock names and to pay attention to a really great headline that I really love seeing today in a segment I like to call That's a Real Headline. So keep in mind, someone actually got paid to write the title for this article. Somebody got paid to post it on a real website. So MSN.com had an article about Theranos CEO Elizabeth Holmes with the title, Meet the Billionaire Whose Net Worth Just Dropped to Zero. Now, billionaires are interesting people. There's a lot that you can learn about them by being one, but there's also a lot you can learn without being a billionaire. I'm not a billionaire, I'm not a millionaire, but I can tell you for a fact that if your net worth is zero, you're not either. So, pretty interesting title there. I think I would have gone with something like Meet the Former Billionaire Whose Net Worth Just Dropped to Zero, or maybe I would have gone with a title that just more accurately described the situation. In any event, Elizabeth Holmes owns 50% stake in Theranos, which now has a quickly depleting value in terms of market cap. It's valued at around $900 million, most of which is tied up to proprietary technology. She's got a 50% stake, but it's a common stake. She doesn't have any preferred stock, so if they actually had to liquidate and pay back debtors, she would have a net worth of pretty close to zero, but again, close to zero makes you no longer a billionaire. So that's a real headline, kind of hard to believe there. Some leaders for the day, checking in kind of at the midpoint. We talked this morning about Michael Kors, strong EPS numbers earlier in their earnings release. They also announced that they're going to be doing a stock buyback, which we've explained before with our cookie jar illustration. So Michael Kors stock, KORS, is up more than 7% for the day. ENDO International, the pharmaceutical company, is also up more than 7%. So a strong day, especially in light of a market that's basically flat. We're going to go out with some political news. It wouldn't be a day if we didn't talk about Donald Trump and headlines that don't have anything to do with the market but still find their way on MarketWatch.com and various other news sources. But North Korea, surprise, surprise, says that Donald Trump would be a good president. So through one of the numerous state-sponsored publications, they have come out and endorsed Donald Trump for the U.S. presidency. Not necessarily surprising. We're going into the lunch hour here, so to kind of use an example, it's kind of like a sumo wrestler saying eating at an all-you-can-eat sushi and rice buffet is a good idea. It's not surprising. Crazy people like other crazy people. There you have it. That's the Stock Market Power Lunch. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Hit subscribe on iTunes. If you're listening on Spreaker, Stitcher, wherever you're finding us, make sure you download, subscribe, delete, re-download. It helps our numbers. Other than that, enjoy your lunch. I'm going to munch on some nuts. Have a great afternoon. We'll be back for the Investing Happy Hour around 4:30.
Tusk Media is a subsidiary of Narwhal Capital Management. Ratings and reviews of Tusk Media content are not to be construed as endorsements of opinions, analysis, or services offered by Tusk or its parent company. The opinions and predictions shared here are our professional beliefs at the time of publication. We are not under duress from any of the corporate entities mentioned. This is not a solicitation to take any particular action. Although we are investment advisors, this information should not be considered investment, legal, or tax advice. We strive to be as impartial, insightful, and accurate as possible. We base our opinions, analysis, and calculations on information we believe to be reliable, but we cannot guarantee its accuracy. We can, however, guarantee that our opinions will sometimes be flat out wrong due to a variety of factors. Employees and clients of Narwhal Capital Management may or may not hold positions in the securities detailed and may or may not hold these positions in the future. A full list of all securities purchased, sold, or held during the 12 months preceding the date of this publication can be provided upon request. Unless otherwise noted, all data accessed via MarketWatch or the Bloomberg terminal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. A copy of Narwhal's Form ADV is available at the SEC's website, www.advisorinfo.sec.gov, or from Narwhal upon written request.